Hey, REL Fresh Div coaches. I'm Nosedive, and I just decided, just for fun, we'll do a little preview show of what the Fresh Swiss will look like. I'm just going to go through each team, kind of talk about them a little bit, and then I'm going to predict each match for week one. So we'll see how it goes. First up, Dunware and his Rat Titans. Not a lot of levels coming out. This is terrifying, though. Immediately notice this. A Mighty Blow Tackle Blitzer with 7 SPP saved up. How much is it to get? Another skill's 12. So he probably will get that in the first game, I'd imagine, especially once we see his opponent. Thrower going for a level. He's already got a Shadowing Gutter. That's a random skill. Okay. Yeah. Dunware's a really well-known rap player, so I think he's going to do pretty good in this Swiss format, especially with his first opponent. So, yeah, that's a good team. Scary team. That is scary. And this guy's only one Kaz off of Mighty Blow. He's going to be going up against Mr. Christie and Flinging Fun, which are a halfling team, so that Mighty Blow tackle is actually going to be really important. He took pass on this hefty. I believe they don't start with pass. Yeah. No tree man level. Okay, he's saving up for, I'd assume, a double, or maybe even a movement up, just so that he doesn't stay down. But probably a double, like block or something. Block, jump up, movement. Usually what you'd save for on a tree man. This halfling catcher's got sure feet, makes sense. They already have sprint. I'm assuming this one's also just going to get sure feet, so that they're more mobile. And he's got a block halfling, which was a chosen skill, not a random. Or the random doubles 20k. Let's check him out. Not this guy. This guy. Statistics. 0 touchdowns. 1 inflicted injury. And then probably an MVP. 2 MVPs, yeah. Okay. This is like a good team, but it's flings, right? So I know Mr. Christie's a good coach, so. Next up, Vundaba. Kicking your assonance. Elven Union. He's got dodge on a blitzer. I'm assuming this blitzer's just going to save for dodge too. Or maybe he'll take tackle with how many stunties there are. Catcher, got dodge. Probably going to get block or wrestle next. We already got another block catcher. Double thrower build makes sense just so you have them. Probably going to go leader on the first one, I'd imagine. And then a sure hands lineman. That was a random skill. Okay. I like the team. Can't ever count elves out, right? So first week they're playing the Donk Jockeys, which is Michaels. Michaels is a really well-known coach in Rebel, playing undead. Already got guard on a mummy. This one looks like it's probably going to be saving for block, I'd imagine. White Blitzer. Maybe he'll go Mighty Blow first on this guy. He already went tackle on him. He's got sure hands on a ghoul. He only has 1 ghoul. Or no, he's got 3. My mistake, I didn't notice them. Imagining he'll be the carrier. Probably build him as a sacker. Sucks he's got the niggling injury right away, but looks like a good team. I'm going to go through all the matchups at the end. I have an Excel sheet made up to talk about them. Next up, we have Nurgle, which already has a Mighty Blow Pestigore, and some SPP on the bloaters, which is good. Strip Ball Rotter, and a Block Rotter. That's a really good random for a Rotter. That one, not so much. But, I'm going to make a prediction now that at some point in the season, he's going to strip the ball off of somebody. Looks like a solid Nurgle team getting started. Next, we'll go to his opponent. T-Self, relatively legal weapons. I like the pun. Goblin team. We have a lot of stunties in the fresh REL division. Already got block on a troll. I'm assuming he's going to save for block as well. Pass on the Bama. I like that. He's got Sneaky Git on the Ooligan. Ooligans are just like, they're such a valuable player, starting with Dirty Player on a team that's already going to be fouling a lot. And I think the Sneaky Git's an awesome choice. This is going to do some damage. Lineman leveled up, got block. Lineman got strip ball. Lineman got sure hands. They were chosen skills, not randoms. So, or no, they're probably random doubles. Yeah. Looks like a good team. I hate goblins, so one thing I noticed, he doesn't have the Doom Diver, which, I mean, like, why would you take the Doom Diver? It doesn't have dodge. And then no chainsaw. I'm assuming he'll get the chainsaw later. Do notice it's 1090 TV, so he's not going to be getting many inducements, especially if people are slow to level. He will only play other Greenhorn coaches for the first 3 rounds, I believe, is what the rule is, but yeah. Next up, Irate Rapscallion's Army, which is another Goblin team. He's got Mighty Blow on the Fanatic, which, like, props to High Lord Salt for getting a level on the Fanatic. Troll saving up SPP. He's got Sneaky Git on the Ooligan. Wrestle on the Lineman. He's got another Lineman with Diving Tackle. This doesn't really matter. Solid team coming along. He's got the Looney. I like it. Again, no Doom Diver. Why would you take the Doom Diver? They're playing another Goblin team, Coach Raz, Injudicious Sorts. Already got the level up on the Ooligan. We like that. Looney. Got SPP. Who knows what he's saving for? Dirty Player Lineman. Dauntless Lineman. Pro Lineman. All randoms. Again, no Doom Diver. You don't need to take the Doom Diver. Golden Core Crew by Fluff Trooper. Human team. Oh, I already like this human team. I hate that there's no Ogre. I'm a big fan of Ogres. Maybe it died, for all we know. 2 Mighty Blow, 2 Guard coming out of Greenhorn is crazy. This team's going to be terrifying off the bat. Catcher, only 3 SPP, probably because he was funneling touchdowns onto the blitzers. Thrower will get there. Halfling will get there. I'm assuming he's going to save up and just go try to get Dirty Player, Sneaky Git on a Halfling. He's got Fend and Kick, both randoms. This is an awesome random for a lineman. Looks like a solid team. Then we have the Remenian Rebels by Orifer. Dark Elf team. What can you say? It's a Dark Elf team, but he's got his Witch and 4 Blitzers. Still only 2 rerolls. Dodge, dodge, block. Pretty standard starting Dark Elf team. Probably just saving up for normals to get dodge on these guys first, I'd imagine. Or block. Or wrestle. Who knows? I like the Dark Elf team. That's a good start to the development. Especially the Blodge Blitzer that had 6. Then we go on to West Texas Pink and Blues, Melville. This is just a fresh Chaos Chosen team. Pretty standard build. 4 blockers, bunch of Beastmen. Be interested to see, is he gonna pick up a big guy if he's got extra money later? Probably not. Like the Ogre, probably the best one, but 3 rerolls. Standard Chaos team. Maybe they'll have some success early, but I mean, like 1 in 9s just run your game, right? So we'll see. Green Rotters, Sizemorty. I wonder what kind of team is called Green Rotters. Just a fresh Nurgle team. Going for the 2 reroll. They got 1 Pestigore. Standard Nurgle build, right? Can't talk about it that much. Level 1 coach, so maybe he just came over from like Blood Bowl 2 or Tabletop, but we'll see how he does. Crimson Cheese Eaters, Gamer Nerd. This is a Skaven team. Standard build, no Roger to get the 4 gutters and 3 rerolls and an Apo to start with. I like that. I'm a big fan of the Roger, but I'd understand why you wouldn't want a Rat Ogre. Skaven are just tough to deal with all the time. Like, I could see him and Dunware kind of running the Swiss with rats. Regenerate by Pharaoh. This is this is a necromantic team. 1 Wraith, 1 Ghoul, 2 Wolves, 2 Fleshies, 2 rerolls. Necro are a pretty like tough team. They're really good. The regen is going to make them pretty durable for a div that's full of stunties with chainsaws and bombs and some Mighty Blow and Chaos teams that are going to develop. Rebels, Carl's Car Wash, Roberto Wizard, another human team. See, this one's got the Ogre. I like that. They went with no catcher, 3 rerolls, full team except the catcher, and a halfling. I like this. This is solid. I like the Ogre on the humans. You probably, as the other human team did where they power leveled their blitzers, I'd imagine that's probably the same plan Roberto should have going into the first couple games. Try to score touchdowns on blitzers just to get Mighty Blow. Like, it's so important to get your blitzers developed. Then he's playing against Mayhem Incorporated. Wombat. This is another Dark Elf team. Went for the 1 Witch, 3 Blitzers, 2 rerolls. Again, just a pretty standard Dark Elf team. Like, I'm assuming you're just going to probably go block or wrestle on this Witch. Grab a 4th Blitzer eventually. Dodge on these guys. Probably go dodge, dodge, dodge. Grab like a tackle and a sidestep. Just annoying elf things. If at first, J-Leave. This is another Necro team. Went for the 1 Wolf build to start. I enjoy the 1 Wolf build. I think having the 2 Wraiths is really good. Sucks they can't carry the ball, like in old editions, but they're just so annoying. I hate the Wraiths are so annoying. 2 Ghouls is really good too, because then you just have 2 more mobile pieces, right? And then you can kind of power level the Wolf here. I like it. I think this will be a solid team. J-Lev is a really good coach, so he'll probably find success with his team. Canshire City Chips, halfling team. No hefties or catchers, just halflings and trees, going for a heavy inducement strategy here. 600 team value. Predicting he's going to get Deep Root and probably a Bomber or something every game. Only 1 reroll 2 to keep him low. I like that. I think that's going to be an interesting team to run into. Gold Tooth Git Splittas, Squigward. There's an Orc team. It's a weird build for an Orc team. Only 2 Biggins, 2 Blitzers, bunch of linemen, thrower, troll, goblin. He wanted the troll. I respect that. He's also starting with an Apo, and he wants the goblin. Probably first thing you're going to want to pick up is, do you pick up the Biggins first or the Blitzers first? I mean, you're just going to want to spend, like, all your money in the first couple games is just going to filling out the roster, right? And then ditching these linemen. It'll be interesting to see how this does without 2 more block pieces and 2 more strength 4. I'm interested to see how this will go. He's up against Miners Scramble, Nexus, another Elven Union team. He's just going 1 thrower, 1 catcher, 2 blitzers to get the 3 rerolls. I like that. Some people will replace a lineman for another catcher and then ditch a reroll, just so you have 2 catchers, but Nexus is a pretty good coach. He'll know what he's doing. Marienburg Drama Society, Alex Ashpool. This is an OWA team. We love our Old World Alliance. Went with the Tree Man over the Ogre. Got everybody. I like it. This is how I usually build my Old World Alliance teams. Interested to see how it'll go. I see Alex Ashpool's only a level 5 coach, so are they new to the game? Or are they just new to this game, right? Playing Blood Bowl 2, tabletop, fumble maybe. We'll see. OWA's pretty well known for not being a very good team. I actually think they'll do all right here. There's a couple agility teams and stuff, but against like humans and maybe Necro, like they're going to be solid, so we'll see. They're up against Last Minute Suicide Squad. Puppet Justice, another Goblin team. This is a fresh Goblin team, not a Greenhorn, though. Fanatic, Looney, Hooligan. No Bomber. Interesting. I guess Bomber adds, like, more randomness to the team. I prefer it to the Looney, especially with the Hooligan now for fouling. The Looney's kind of an extra piece, but interested to see how these Goblins do. Plague Flies, Papa Nurgle. There's a Nurgle team. Standard run-of-the-mill build. I'm assuming Papa Nurgle has a lot of experience playing Nurgle with that username, so interested to see how it'll go. Nurgle are always a tough team to play early on. Breakfast Club, Steerig. Another Necromantic team. Same build as one of the ones we saw previously. 2 wolves at the price of a wraith. I actually really liked that build from the other Necromantic team with the 1 wolf to get the 2nd wraith and a 2nd ghoul. But I mean, this isn't bad. You have an extra player to, or no extra player, but the 2 wolves, like wolves are just such good pieces. They can really control the pitch, especially because you can keep kind of one further back on defense, one further up. Coffin Dodgers, Isla. Just an undead team. 2 mummies, 2 ghouls, 2 whites, brought 3 skeletons and 2 zombies. Kind of like that. You got the skeletons to maybe foul, right? Just standard build. You want to try to get your whites leveled as fast as you can, then get all the ghouls leveled up so they're safer. Hope the mummies grab some SPP. Haters gonna wah, an orc team. This one gave up a blitzer. I believe it's to get the 3rd reroll. I think if you went 4 blitzers, 4 big ends, you can't get the 3rd reroll. But he's got a thrower. First purchase probably going to be an Apo and then a blitzer. You can focus level these 3 blitzers first. Grab a 4th one later. Should do okay. We'll see how they do. Middenheim Marauders. This is my team. I'm playing Imperial Nobility. This is usually my build with Imperial Nobility. Always take the Ogre. I like going 4 bodyguards. Have 1 blitzer to start with so you can level them. And a thrower. Imperial Nobility throwers are really bad. Probably the worst thrower in the game. But you take them and you grab leader with them. Grab leader, then grab sure hands. And then some linemen. I'm excited to use them, so I've played quite a bit of them in Blood Bowl 3. I'm up against Lizards Gone Wild. Schooner's team. Just a Lizard Man team. No Crocs. 6 Saurus. 4 normal skinks and a Chameleon skink. Chameleon skinks are interesting because you give up that movement to have a little bit better passing, a little more mobility on kickoffs. Shadowing can be really annoying for a team without tackle or block. I have a lot of wrestle and block, so I'm not too worried about that. But I'm assuming he's just going to save up, grab a third reroll, an Apo, then a Crocs. Jahance, the Dancing Bacon, Dark Elf team, standard build. We saw this before, right? Interested to see how that'll go. And generic Orc Brethren, Grunter. He's bringing out the standard Orc build. 4 Bagans, 4 Blitzers, a Thrower, 2 Linemen, and 2 rerolls. Some people don't bring the Thrower, they just bring another Lineman, and then they carry on Blitzers to start with. I think the Thrower has his place, just because of sure hands, right? Like, the rest of your team, he's not like that much slower. Can't really keep up with the Blitzers over the whole field, but you should never leave him out and dry, right? Your linemen and your bigans are slow too, so interested to see how those orcs will do. And then our last team, Shock and Appalled, Midnight Louie, another Lizardman team. He just went with a 5th normal skink instead of the chameleon skink. He's got 2 rerolls. He's got an Apo. Interesting, actually. Can you take the Apo instead of the chameleon skink? Schooner bought some dedicated fans. That's where the money difference is coming from. That's really interesting. We'll see how that works out over the season here. But yeah, there's me looking through all the teams. I'm just going to bring up an Excel sheet here that has all the matchups, and I'm just going to make a prediction. So we're looking at it. Rad Titans against the Flings. Over here, actually, I'll just talk about this first. Just these teams that are highlighted green are the Greenhorn teams. I believe in the new announcement for the new format, Zord said Greenhorn teams are going to get matched against other Greenhorn teams for the first couple weeks, which means people are going to be sick of goblins. But we'll see how that works. I'm going to predict the Rats crush the Flings, especially with a Mighty Blow tackle. I'm going to call like a 3-0 for the Rats. Do this, do that. Perfect. Elven Union against Undead. I think this is going to come down to, can the Undead get removals? But I'm more inclined to give it to the Elven Union. 2-1's a safe bet. Nurgle against Goblins. Now, I think the Goblins actually have a chance of winning this matchup. It's fresh Nurgle. Or it's not fresh Nurgle, but they only have 1 Mighty Blow without tackle. I'm going to give this to the Goblins. Oh, I'm going to have to change this. Oh, I hate Excel, man. Two, 1. 1, 2. I'm going to give it to the Goblins here. Goblins against Goblins. I'm just going to make a safe prediction. It's going to be a 1-1 draw. You know what? 2-2 draw. Fluff Trooper with humans against the Dark Elves. This is the humans without the Ogre, but they have 2 Mighty Blow and 2 Guard. I'll give them this game, 2-1. Chaos Chosen against Nurgle. This is just such an awkward one. They're both fresh teams. I think Nurgle I'd give the edge to here. I'm going to 1-0 for the Nurgle just because they have like Foul Appearance and they have the Beast. Rats against Necro. I'm gonna be confident in Rats. 3-1. Dark Elves Humans. See, these humans have an ogre, but they don't have any like leveled blitzers. I'll give this to the dark elves. Necromantic against flings. As much as I would love to see the flings win, I'm gonna give this to the necromantic. 2-0. Orcs against Elven Union. This is an interesting one because I believe this is the orc team that only has 2 big-ins, 2 blitzers. So I'm gonna give it to the elves. I'd probably give it to the elves most of the time here, but especially with the build. OWA against goblins. This is another matchup I think goblins could win, but I'm gonna throw it the OWA. Nurgle against Necro. As much as I want to cheer for the Nurgle, I don't want them to win. So I'm gonna predict. You know what? I'm gonna predict a 0-2 game. 2 touchdowns for the Necro. Undead against Orcs. I really like Undead in this matchup. I think Undead, just because like the mummies have a chance to just, random Kaz an Orc with Mighty Blow. Now, my Imperial Nobility against the Lizards, I'm going to be very confident and predict a win for myself, but how can you not vote for yourself, right? The Dark Elves against the Orcs. This is a tough one. I'm going to predict a 1-1 draw here. And then we got a bye week. Lizards are going to win the bye week. Let's go over to my chart here. So these are your Greenhorn teams. These are your fresh teams or people who re-rolled from the Greenhorn. I'm going to keep track of all the wins and everything in here too, just for prediction sake. I believe if I just pull up the format example that Zord sent out, I believe there's 29 teams, and I believe the prediction was the top 16 would make the playoff qualifiers. So let's just have fun, and we'll throw out 16 teams we think are gonna make it. I'm very confident that these rats are gonna make it. We'll just put a blue if I think they're playoff qualifying. I'm going to do Vundabo's a good coach. Michael's a good coach. These humans look really solid. I'm fully predicting them. And I think these Dark Elves too. I definitely think the rats are making it. J-Lev is a really good coach. Nexus is a good coach. Gotta put myself in there. That's 9. We need 7 more for the top half. You know what? I just think Lizards, without the Crocs starting out, they're all right? The Crocs is just such a good roadblock, and he has Mighty Blow. It's tough to say they're going to go up there. I think the Undead are going to go for sure. I don't have enough confidence to put a Nurgle team in the top half. Probably think a Dark Elf team is gonna make it. I'll say Wombat will make it. It's 11. Steerig's a really good coach. He's been around for a long time. I think he's locked in. I want the OWA to make it. I'm going to cheer for them. I think, did I forget? Who did I forget here? I forgot to put these two in here. The Dancing Bacon. Shows how professional I am of a recapper, hey? I think these orcs are making it. Grunter's orcs. And you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to put T-Self and Mr. Christie top half. That's my prediction for the 16 coaches making it. Just because I know a lot of them, and I like the teams. I think Nurgle doesn't have a high chance of coming in the top half of a Swiss. And then I just like Lizardmen. I'm not super confident in them early on. Of course, I predicted a Lizardman win or a Nurgle win somewhere, but that's my prediction for the top 16. We'll see how that works out. I'll keep this in here in between the weeks just so we can see how it changes. And then, yeah, I'll probably post another video after all the week 1 games next week. Just going over them, talking about them, and then predicting week 2. The beauty of this is it's a giant Swiss, so every game matters a little bit, right? Who you're playing depends on your first game. If you win your first game, you want to know which coaches are winning. So, yeah, that'll be it. Thanks everybody for listening to me ramble for half an hour.